Pay to win versus pay to progress, a topic that is massive inside of the mobile gaming world and something that I talk about a lot here on the channel. Many questions come through, so I'm going to take a moment and explain it to you in depth, exactly how I feel. So let's go. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome to the channel. I realize as I record this that some of you may be new to the channel because this video is not only specific to Diablo Immortal, which is what we always cover here on the channel every single day. By the way, if you're looking for one of the best mobile games, Diablo Immortal will be that when it does release, but we're here to talk about pay to win mechanics inside of games, mobile games specifically, and pay to progress. Now, obviously we have free to play as well. Just to get it out of the way early on, free-to-play are typically games that cost absolutely nothing to play, but a lot of the times they're riddled with advertisements and things that pop up on your screen in forms of ads that get extremely annoying, spammy, and they really can ruin your gaming experience. If a game is 100% free-to-play with no type of advertisements at all, it's either a game that you pay for up front, where it has a price tag on the game itself, or, well, you're in some fantasy world because there is no game that is 100% free that makes money in no way, because there would be no way to develop that game. There would be no funds coming in to support it. So it brings us to pay to win versus pay to progress. Let's start with the pay to win mechanic. Inside of many mobile games, by far not all of them though, because I play a ton of mobile games across my 3 YouTube channels. We have games that we play that are pay to win. We have games that we play that are pay to progress, and there is a massive difference between both of them, and a lot of people don't really understand the difference. A lot of people will look at pay to progress games and say, well, that's pay to win, but in actuality it's not, and there is one thing that makes them different. Now let's break down pay to win to start things out here. Pay to win games are games that are going to entice you to pay real money to gain power inside of a game, but not only to gain power. The key thing here is that if you're doing something that's pay to win, you would be gaining power that a free-to-play player would not ever be able to attain, or that would take them extensive amounts of time to attain that same power. I don't want to jump into names of specific games in particular because, well, I don't want to call anyone out for being pay to win, especially because I play and I even cover some of these games. But a pay to win game is going to allow player A to spend hundreds, thousands, in some cases even hundreds of thousands of dollars on upgrading, gaining power, and then using that power to bully around other players inside of the game. In certain games, some kingdom builder war style games, you'll see people spending tons of money ruling the entire kingdom, which is with thousands of people, and completely ruining the game experience for them. Not only that, it will make those people have to spend money just to protect themselves from the bully, the person that paid all of this money because they want to be the strongest. Now, of course, you could be a pay-to-win player. You could be a player that spends a ton of money in the game, buys everything, all the power, and isn't a bully, doesn't push people around, and just enjoys the game being the most powerful. Sure, but it does give you the ability to dominate everyone else inside of the game. Not only kingdom builders, pay to win can be if you're playing a certain game, let's say a shooter, for example, and you can buy a weapon that is so much more powerful than any of the other available weapons that other people cannot get unless if they buy it. Same thing with abilities in other games. Let's say in games like these, like action RPG games, if you can unlock special abilities that you can only get if you pay for them, and those abilities are really good, that is another pay to win mechanic. Getting things that a free-to-play player cannot get from playing for free, or that it would take them years and years and years to actually get it, because that's just out of the realm of reality. So how is this different from pay to progress? And if you're wondering, we're sitting here on a Diablo Immortal channel. You're watching the best action RPG to ever come to mobile devices. This is actually footage of me playing the technical alpha back in December. Saved all this footage to make great videos like this. But Diablo Immortal, in my opinion, is a pay to progress game, not a pay to win game. So now that I said that, let me explain what my thought is on pay to progress and why I think Diablo Immortal is that, plus many other games that I've played. Pay to progress is where you can pay to go further inside of the game, to progress further more quickly. But the difference here is you're not getting to some place that free-to-play players cannot get within a reasonable time for free. So let's use a game like Clash of Clans, one of the most popular of all time mobile games. In Clash of Clans, you can buy gems, you can upgrade your heroes, you can speed them up, but you will never be able to get your hero to a place that a free-to-play player cannot get, and they are able to get there, like I said, in a reasonable time. If you grind the game and you are 100% free, you will be able to get to the same spot as the most pay-to-win players inside of Clash of Clans. But you know what? They're not pay-to-win players because you can't pay to win inside of the game. You can pay to progress, and it gets to a point when there's nothing more to pay for. You have everything that you can get to max level, and once you're at max level, all you can buy are skins, base skins, and things like that. Now, if you were playing Clash of Clans and able to get your heroes to a higher level than someone else and they could never attain it, or if it would take them an excessive amount of time to attain that level, then that mechanic would instantly turn into a pay-to-win mechanic. So let's take this and put it into Diablo Immortal. Inside of Diablo Immortal, as of right now, we are still in alpha, so anything can change, right? This can turn around and be the most pay-to-win game in the world, which I really don't think it's going to, or it can get turned around and be one of the most free-to-play player-friendly games in the world. But as it sits right now, it is in the middle. It's a pay-to-progress style game, and in here, you're able to pay for legendary crests, which you will then put into Elder Rifts as you're watching right now. And from those Elder Rifts, you will earn legendary gems. One legendary gem for every legendary crest that you use. If you have teammates with you, they'll get shards, and those shards or those runes will be able to be used to combine them to make legendary gems. Now, the question comes, if you have someone that spends $5,000 in the game, will they be able to max out all of the proper gems and be a max level, the strongest, more quickly than someone that's free to play? The answer, yes. But the question is, how long will it take for a player that doesn't pay any money to get those same max level gems to be the same power? If it's going to take a player years to attain that, then yes, you can say that this is a pay-to-win mechanic inside of Diablo Immortal. But if it's something that someone can do with, you know, a decent amount of grinding in a normal amount of time, let's say 6 months time, which is not a lot of time to spend inside of a game like this, then it instantly becomes a pay-to-progress mechanic. It solely has to do with how much more powerful you can get above the competition and the amount of time it takes to get there. Now, day one, you have a player who grinds the game. Day two, they grind again. Day three, they decide to drop $5,000 in the game and run legendary crests for the next 3 days. Legendary Elder Rifts, right? If they're running Elder Rifts with 3 legendary crests each time, that's going to be 3 legendary gems each time. If they do that for 3 days straight, they'll most likely be able to get max level gems within the first week of Diablo Immortal. Will that player have an advantage when they're running rifts that are focused on time and focused on points? And the answer is yes, they will for a small amount of time until other people are able to catch up. So is it worth spending that kind of money to have yourself on the top of the leaderboards for a limited amount of time until other players can jump on in, grind, and start catching up? Also, skill is a factor as well. It's not only about how powerful you are. Power definitely means something. The better your gear, the better your gems, the stronger your character, the easier it is going to be to move through levels and to score high on those leaderboards. But others will be able to catch up in a reasonable amount of time. So this instantly puts the mechanic of pay to win or pay to progress in the category of pay to progress for Diablo Immortal. Now, I know that this may be a highly debated topic, and I'm open to it because this is my opinion. This is not a factual thing. This is an opinion, and I think it's a strong opinion with a strong argument. But if you would disagree, you can definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you want to have a more in-depth discussion on it, you can come through over on my Discord server, which is the pinned comment down below, and we can talk about it. Legit civil conversation talking about this because I love mobile games. I consider myself a mobile gaming enthusiast. My main YouTube channel focuses on Clash of Clans and Infinity Kingdom. This is obviously for Diablo Immortal, and I have a Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channel. Let's talk about pay to win mechanics in games like that. I mean, that game right there, yes, that is a pay to win game. But you know what? I love playing it and I am okay with that mechanic. I accept it. But when we're talking about Diablo Immortal, it's not the case. I hope that I did a decent job with you guys breaking down my thoughts on pay to win versus pay to progress. I really feel strongly about them, and with 5 years extensive experience in the mobile gaming space, I've been on YouTube for 5 years. I've been full-time as a full-time content creator on YouTube for 1.5 years. It literally provides for my family, my mortgage. It is my job doing YouTube content. I feel like I have enough experience here to really break down these for you. Let me know if you even think there's a difference between pay to progress and pay to win, or if you think they're the same thing. I very much do not believe that they are the same thing, as long as everything is reasonable. But guys, thank you so much for coming through today. I appreciate you taking the time to sit here and listen to what I had to say, and I really look forward to seeing your thoughts on this topic down below in the comments section of this video, or like I said, over on my YouTube channel. You know, I may even take this topic to a live stream coming soon. All my links are down below if you want to follow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day and be good.